20th for your channeled Schumann resonance energy update. And this feels big. I don't know if you guys felt it this morning, but for me, it was kind of radiating and awakening. It almost felt like a beast or like a dragon, something that's been asleep, kind of, poking its eye open and waking up and bringing movement in. That felt like, I don't want to say activation because often that feels there's like a bolt of lightning for me anyways, and it didn't feel like that. It felt more gentle, but still very potent. Interested for myself how this energy is going to continue to integrate through the next few days, and you guys have to let me know if you felt that too. But I wanted to talk about how life is always offering us opportunities to continue to look inwards. Over the long weekend, there was a lot going on for me. And I always like to say to clients, like, when life happens, that's where the real magic happens. That's when all the healing work we've done can be reflected in that. It can show us where we're growing or where we still need work or where we still need compassion, where we still need to be held. And then it brought me back to this moment. It feels like this anchoring point of like this perfect example where when I moved 2 years ago into the house I'm in now, there was this anxiety that came up that I had no idea was still in me. 10 years ago, at that point, 8 years ago, I had moved and I was pregnant. I was 4 months pregnant when I moved across the country. And days before our daughter was born, my partner passed away very unexpectedly. In this process of moving to this new house now, I had done so much work in the healing of that and the grieving of that, and there were so many layers, and there's still so many layers 10 years later. But I had no idea that in me there was still this activation that if I move away from my family, which I was doing 2 years ago, that it was going to be bad, that it meant someone was going to die, that like there was this belief that had unconsciously been created in my body. My body was still holding that. I had no idea. When we decided to move, I was having like this traumatic response, this terror, like pure terror. I'm like, I can't move. And I knew it was illogical. I knew that I was safe and I knew it was a very different circumstance, but life happens. Like we can balance and clear all the things on the table. We can heal all of those layers, but we don't live in a petri dish. We don't live in this perfect ecosystem. And when life happens, when we move through life, it brings forward these new layers that we had no idea were in that. And it feels like this is happening on the collective where you didn't even know it was in you, but it's coming up and it's ready to be seen.